Hi. Happy Wednesday. Good morning, everybody. Good morning from YouTube. Everybody that's watching on YouTube, how are you today? Good morning. Glad you're here today. Cool. Yes. Good morning, everybody. How are we? My name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. Welcome to the program. Your telephone calls are welcome. 850-771-0049. And you must dial the 850. So that's, you got to do that. And no pronouns. Don't use pronouns. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Milton Post for hosting. Got a big show today, as we do every day now. There's so much that you can't get to it every day. And by the time you hold on to it for the next day, it's good stuff. But by the time you hold on to the next day, it's already changed. So, weird. The question today is, who decides truth with the Truth Commission? So and they're talking about it. They're talking about a Truth Commission. We'll get to that story today. But who decides what is truth? And I don't think I want the Democrats deciding that. I really don't. 850-771-0049. Your forecast today, sunny, high near 61. Tonight, partly cloudy, low near 34. And tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun, early then becoming cloudy later in the day with a high near 67. Temperatures right now, it's 32 in Milton, 41 Gulf Breeze, 33 Navarre, and 33 at Pensacola. Welcome. Glad you're here. It is Wednesday, February the 3rd. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, good. Yeah, I know. It's who decides what truth is. And it's not going to be you. I can tell you that much right now. All right, let's get started with the festivities, shall we? All right, so we talked yesterday about that little patch, that little strip of a alley. They call it an alley. That leads up to a locked gate that was put up there. The locked gate was put up by Commissioner Peach. Calkins wants the county staff to remove the locked gate. It's what the county park calls Holly Boat Ramp number 2, and the locals call Holly Point Boat Ramp. And again, Commissioner David Peach had been working with the two adjacent property owners, Dora Roberts and Michael Frucci, who wants the county to vacate the ramp so they can divide it equally between themselves, ending the public access. Now, the lock gate measures 20 feet. It's been blocking neighbors from the East Bay access since the end of December. And Peach claimed the gate was locked due to allegations of drug activity at the boat ramp by Roberts and Frucci. However, records requested Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office prove officers were only dispatched to the site one time in the past year. After actually counting staff to remove the gate and being denied, Calkins then directed for the issue to be placed on the board's February 4th agenda. Commissioner Bob Cole also plans to oppose closing the access. Opposing that. But the erected gate put up by the county measures around 20 feet, and the subdivision plat states the easement is 20 feet. Additionally, property appraisers, staff members said that access is at least 20 feet, possibly wider at the shoreline. And Calkins planned to ask his fellow commissioners to support erecting signage at all county waterfront parcels to let citizens know that it is public. Now, I don't know if you've ever used it. Now, I've not. I've not used that. But my question is, what is really behind this? What is really behind it? Look, if you're a property owner right there, it's a public property. It's a public easement. Do they want it for their own private use? I don't know. But I don't think that, Take the gate off of it and allow it for public use. I don't know. The BOCC are making questionable decisions. I wonder, if they aren't just taking things into their hands that are not in their hands. I mean, I don't know. Could David Peach just say, we're going to put a lock on it and just do it? I don't know. That's one of those things. It's a public access thing. Can he say just do that? Maybe he can, but is that a good decision? 850-771-0049. Leanne, are you sick? You got the barfy thing. I hope you're not sick. Or is that a sunrise? I thought it was an emoji puking. Sorry. It could be a sun rising up behind a mountain. I didn't know. You could see my confusion. 850-771-0049. Sorry. I didn't know. I was concerned. A Milton man faces sexual assault charges for allegedly raping a woman on Sunday. Now, let me show his picture. Whoops. Get rid of the other one. What happened to that? Hold on a second. I'm trying to get rid of. I got too many things up here. So this concern comes up as I read this story. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you're not sick. This Roel de la Cruz is charged with sexual assault and battery and false imprisonment. He's being held in Santa Rosa County Jail without bond. Now, according to the arrest report, Santa Rosa County deputies were called to a local hospital on Monday for a complaint. The report states the woman said she was in bed Sunday afternoon when de la Cruz came in and laid down next to her. She says he began touching her in an attempt to have sex, but she denied his advances. However, the woman says de la Cruz removed her clothes against her will. She kept resisting, so he bit her out of anger. The report states the woman then rolled over to prevent anything further. Why didn't she get out of bed? But de la Cruz climbed on top of her and started having sexual intercourse with her against her will. She said she told him no several times, but he persisted. According to the report, the woman said the next day, de la Cruz came home from work and became angry with her. He took her car keys and he wouldn't let her leave. She says he then grabbed her and pushed her around several times before she was eventually able to leave. He was arrested Monday night. I got a question. Why didn't she go to the hospital while he was at work, or go to the cops while he was at work? She waited until he came home from work and they had another altercation. There are many questionable things here. Cruel, sick-minded. Why didn't she tell? Right? Exactly my point, Leanne. If he raped you, and that's what it is when he forces you to have sex against your will, that's rape. Why would you stay in the house and wait till he comes home? That logic fails me. I don't. And then she said, then she had the nerve to say, because he's being held, part of it is sexual assault, but part of it is also kidnapping or keeping her against her will. Well, he was at work. You didn't have to stay there. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. She stayed, probably made him lunch. Yeah, I know. Mercy. I don't get it. I don't get it. A Pensacola woman's arrested after allegedly hitting a boy with a broom handle across the face and back, causing him to get a laceration. And what happened to her picture? I probably didn't load. But she caused him to get 22 stitches in his face. Jenna Lashia Jordan, 40, is charged with first-degree aggravated child abuse. According to an arrest report from the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, upon arrival, deputies spoke with the boy who said he was scared and did not want to live there anymore. The boy told deputies Jordan was called by his virtual teacher that day. Not teacher, his virtual teacher. And told Jordan he had cheated on an assignment. The boy said Jordan then got mad and made him do 50 push-ups as punishment. According to the arrest report from the Escambia County Sheriff's Office, he was doing push-ups. Jordan grabbed a broom and started hitting him with it. When the child put up his arms to defend himself, Jordan told him to put his arms down and then hit him on the side of the face with the broom, causing him to start bleeding. She then hit him again on the side of his head. Jordan took him to the hospital and told him to tell the people there that he fell in the shower. Lovely human being. Now, it does not say that Jordan was his mother. Doesn't even say that Jordan was his legal guardian. It just says that the boy was there. Those kinds of things irritate me in stories. That they don't give you is probably his parent. Now, this is going on. This is kind of unfortunate. Another business on Pensacola Beach shuts its doors as it struggles to see customers on the island. Doghouse Deli has been there for 12 years. Now it's got empty bar stools and clear counters. It's been shut down since Hurricane Sally in September. Attorney Sam Giesler, partner at A-Stock, Whitkin, Crease, and Overholtz, says Skanska should be held responsible for businesses in Gulf Breeze and Pensacola Beach struggling to survive when the bridge is closed. Now they say, oh yeah, it's going to open back up. I want to say this. I love the Doghouse Deli. Good stuff. Now the one downtown is still open. The one downtown Pensacola is still open, but the one at the beach is closed. And what do you do? And they say that they're on track for March. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But what do you do about these businesses? Now, I heard someone say at Gulf Breeze, right across the bridge, Taco Bell's closed, McDonald's is closed. There's other businesses. I'm not downplaying anybody's business, but other businesses have closed. Pensacola Beach has been affected. And so what do we do? So we've lost jobs. Businesses have shut down. Jobs have been lost because morons at Skanska couldn't secure the barge. Which is plural, 20 barges. That is not an individual's mistake. That is a company-wide mistake. When you have, if it's one, that may be an individual. When it's 20-some, that is an organization's mistake. And you have restaurants and businesses that have been scuttled. With the pandemic, it was bad anyway. It's not a pandemic. With the chaos over COVID-19, it was bad anyway. And then you throw in Skanska's screw up, and real people have been hurt. And I'm not big on lawsuits. This is absolutely necessary. These people need to be compensated. 850-771-0049. That's bad. That's a good place to eat. I like it. Like a hot dog. Northwest Florida businesses have struggled to sustain profitable income through the pandemic over the last 10 months. Now there's a new challenge. A surge in taxes linked to unemployment. Pensacola businesses are starting to see the impacts of higher reemployment taxes that went into effect in January. Many business owners, it's another financial hit after an already difficult year. We were just looking at numbers the other day, and we'll probably end the year about 50% down in revenue at all the restaurants. That's Collier Merrill. He owns several downtown Pensacola restaurants, including Fish House, Five Sisters. I love that. And Jackson Steakhouse. Merrill says based on his tax rate, he expects to pay an additional $50,000 in reemployment taxes this year, on top of losing about 50% of his business. That money is going to be used to replenish the state's unemployment trust fund. And so businesses have to resupply that. And it's devastating on top of an already bad year. Skanska is at fault. They need to pay for, yes. All those that have been affected Just like the BP oil spill thing. Yep. Everybody has been affected by that. If you live here, you've been affected by that. Look, we've got spring break coming up. What's that going to look like? Spring break is going to be affected, and a lot of businesses, let me say that, a lot of businesses depend on that. So with COVID, how does that look? People traveling, will they be able to fly? Will they drive? Will colleges let the students come? Will they be able to use the bridge? All that will affect those businesses out there. And spring break is upon us. You don't want it today. It's 32 degrees, but it is upon us. And there's going to be people who, man, it could be devastating. 850-771-0049. They want to do a push now to make spring break a family event rather than have the wild alcohol-fueled orgies out at the beach. They want to do family events, which I'm all for. They want to promote it that way. I think that would be, I would support a measure that you spend some money to promote it that way. A family area and not the wildness. Take it down to Fort Lauderdale. You have to wear, if you go on a spring break to Disney, you're going to wear a mask the whole time. Then maybe some should sue Biden administration for job loss. Yes, absolutely. That's not neglect, though, and that's on purpose. That's on purpose, Rose. That wasn't a mistake. No smoking on the beach and parks coming soon. Well, I don't know. That doesn't offend me. I don't smoke, but I get it. I don't think it could. I haven't seen somebody smoking in public in forever. Not since I left Mississippi. So, yeah. Okay. 850-771-0049. Oh, what else? A man with a Florida tattoo on his head. Now, nothing says you got your poop in a group than having a Florida tattoo. I thought it was just a bad birthmark. That is a tattoo of the state of Florida. He has been arrested for calling 911 twice to get a ride home. Matthew Leatham, 22, dialed 911 to request a ride home after 4 a.m. in the Newport Richey suburb of Tampa on Sunday. The Pasco County Sheriff's deputy found Leatham and offered to call him a cab, but he said he didn't have any money. Leatham then began walking in the direction he lives and again called 911 for a ride. Cops said they caught up to him and arrested him as he was on the line, according to the complaint. Authorities said the officer searched Latham and found marijuana. He's been charged with misuse of 911 system as well as possession. Yeah, you find that someone with a tattoo of Florida on their forehead would make better decisions. You would think. You gotta love people like that. Officials in Frostproof, Florida, voted to declare the first week of February in honor of former President Donald Trump. It's Trump week. Now, who this guy's name? What is this guy's name? It's Leatham. Yeah. Matthew Leatham is his name. He wants to be the Florida man. He does want to be the Florida man. And he's got a Florida tattoo on his head, so he's well on the way. Yeah. So Frostproof is declared the first week of February, Donald Trump week. Sabatini said he spoke in support of a proclamation of Frostproof City Hall on Monday. Mayor John Albert's proclamation praised Trump's accomplishments over his 4 years in office and pointed out that he received 76% of the vote in frost-proof during the 2020 election. Now, we spoke yesterday. There's Ohio wants to do Donald J. Trump Day on his birthday in June. Now, Frostproof wants to do Donald J. Trump Week this week. My only problem with doing it this week is you don't have enough run-up to it to celebrate it. Right? I think that in June, that'd be perfect. That would be perfect. And you got plenty of time to prepare for it. Sell MAGA stuff. It'd be awesome. Cakes, gifts. Yeah. Are these things better than naming a highway? What do you think? Would you prefer a highway or a holiday for Donald J. Trump? Which would you prefer? Now, Justin said yesterday, which costs less? Well, I get that. But which would you prefer? Now, a highway, it's kind of like the Chappie James Bridge. It's a 3-mile bridge. You know what I'm saying? You does that move the needle at all? Or is it purely symbolic? What about a holiday? Donald J. Trump Day. I think I like it. Holiday. Sharon says holiday. I think I would prefer the holiday. And I don't think it'd ever be a federal holiday. Not anytime soon. Because there's so much going over it. Gail says holiday. Yeah. Because if it's a bridge or a road, you may or may not use it. But a holiday, it's there. Whether you celebrate it or not, it's there. And it'd be awesome. I think a holiday is much better. It's more high profile, I think, than a bridge. 850-771-0049. We had some terrible things going on in South Florida yesterday. FBI released the identities of 2 federal agents who were killed in a shootout early Tuesday morning as the officials attempted to serve a search warrant in a child pornography case in Fort Lauderdale. The suspect was barricaded inside and opened fire. Special Agent Daniel Alphen and Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger were shot and killed in the line of duty while executing a federal court-ordered search warrant. Both agents had a history of investigating child pornography and sexual exploitation cases. So our best to their families. And Kevin says holiday. We need a Donald J. Trump holiday. I completely agree. It's more gooder. I just re-killed my English teacher. The attack on Tuesday that claimed both their lives happened around 6 a.m. Multiple police officers from several agencies responded to the scene and shut down a number of streets in the neighborhood. 3 other officers were shot and wounded during the incident as well. 2 were hospitalized and are in stable condition. 3rd did not require hospitalization. So bad stuff there. 850-771-0049. Corey says holiday for Donald J. Trump. I think that's a good idea. I love it a bunch. Florida lawmakers, including Governor DeSantis, intensify their battle with Facebook and Twitter. These guys are horrendous. They're horrible. But DeSantis, let me get rid of this Facebook thing here. DeSantis had some news conferences yesterday. He announced a new proposal aimed at reining in platforms they accuse of squelching the free speech of conservatives. Over the years, these platforms have changed from neutral platforms that provide Americans to speak to enforcers of preferred narratives. Social media companies have been simultaneously praised and condemned over the weeks as they crack down on hate speech and insightful posts that they deem could threaten and foment further violence. They were doing that before that. Don't use January 6th as your excuse. You were doing that beforehand. Conservatives have long accused social media companies and other tech giants of harboring bias against conservatives. Republicans in other states are considering similar bills meant to push back against social media giants whom they deem as unfriendly to conservatives. Florida's taking back the virtual public square as a place where information and ideas can flow freely. We're demanding transparency from the big techs. DeSantis asserted that tech companies have gone too far. Big techs come to look more like Big Brother. This new proposal would prohibit companies from suspending the account of political candidate and be subject to a fine of $100,000 for each day the account of a statewide candidate is blocked, or $10,000 a day for other office seekers. It also allows consumers to sue if they've been treated unfairly, and would authorize the state attorney general to take on the country's largest tech companies because of anti-competitive practices. So go get them. Go get them. This crap has gone on long enough. They choose what truth is. Mercy. I don't. All right, change the subject a little bit. This man was arrested during a layover in Orlando International Airport because he had over 22 pounds of crystal meth in his bag. It was valued at more than $500,000. Orlando Police Department said that on Friday, 46-year-old Eli Presley Brown was stopped by TSA agent for a random bag check while waiting for his flight. They found several clear bags with crystal-like substance wrapped in clothing. They said the police then met with Brown, who said he flew in from Los Angeles, California, and was going to Louisville. Apparently, Brown had 22 vacuum-sealed bags inside his backpack, which amounted to 22.2 pounds of crystal meth. Brown said he was been charged with trafficking in methamphetamine over 200 grams and is being held at the Orange County Jail on $500,000 bond. It's one of the largest amounts of illegal drugs being carried by one person in the department's recent history. He was muling it. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of meth in your backpack. Oh, Jeff Bezos, who founded Amazon, is stepping down. Well, kind of. He'll step down this year as CEO. He's played that role for nearly 30 years. He's 57. He'll be replaced in the summer by Andy Jassy, who runs Amazon's cloud computing business. In a blog post to employees, Bezos said he planned to focus on new products and early initiatives being developed at Amazon. He said he'd have more time for side projects, including a space exploration program. Oh, and babying the Washington Post, which he owns. He'll still have broad influence over Amazon as its chief shareholder. Excuse me. So he's not going away. Oh, this is interesting. You hold on to your heads, kids. San Francisco's public schools have been making some pretty negative national headlines of late. Last week, Mayor London Breed blasted the school board for having a plan to rename schools that had been named after historical figures associated with slavery, genocide, colonization, exploitation, oppression, anything that they deem offensive. Then a San Francisco public school teacher faced heavy criticism for her Monday op-ed, saying that far-left U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders' admittance at President Joe Biden's inauguration embodies white privilege, male privilege, and class privilege. And now, the district's art department is getting into the act and taking the radical step of dropping its acronym name, VAPA, which stands for Visual and Performing Arts. It is changing it altogether. Now, why? Well, they say that within the educational field, to alienate those who may not speak English to understand acronyms. Acronyms are white privilege. Acronyms are a sign of the white supremacy culture. Get that in your head. Acronyms are a sign of white supremacy culture. So what's the new name? SFUSD, Arts Department. That's an acronym. They got rid of an acronym, VAPA, because acronyms, you can't make this stuff up. Acronyms are a sign of the white supremacy culture, and they replace it with an acronym. Passed on the nation's very simple step we could take to just be referred to as the SFUSD, Arts Department, for families to better understand who we are. Oh, God, liberals are dumb. Liberals are so stupid. Oh, wow. I can't. What about the NAACP? That is a sign of white supremacy, John. That's a sign of white supremacy. Acronyms, any acronym you use. Exactly. Oh my gosh. You know why they say that? You know why they say that acronyms, the big green giant supermarket Pensacola caught fire. Ooh. What is that one? Oh, yeah. The farmer's market thing. Gotcha. I lost my train of thought. Oh, you know why they're saying that acronyms, exactly. But Justin, here's the thing. You know, WAP, sing it. But the thing about the acronyms, the reason they're saying that they are white supremacy, MAGA. That's why MAGA is racist. And so everything that has an acronym now is racist, including the NAACP. Your head hurt yet? More Americans have been vaccinated for COVID-19 as of Monday than have been infected with the illness as the nationwide inoculation rollout continues. According to a Bloomberg vaccine tracker, 26.5 million people in the U.S. have now received at least one dose of the vaccine, surpassing the 26.2 million cases since the onset of the pandemic. It's over. It's over. It's worth noting that today, for the first time, the data said that more people were vaccinated than were reported as newly diagnosed cases. There you go. God bless Joe Biden. That's a good question. You know what BS stands for? MS is more the same, and PhD is piled higher and deeper. Just saying. But yeah, I don't know. But that's that's how stupid they are. They don't think things through. They are not critical thinkers like you and I. 850-771-0049. Monday evening, President Joe Biden met with 10 Republican senators. Well, not really. These are not senators that you would consider to be Republicans. To see if they could reconcile the differences between the White House's $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan and a much narrower proposal offered by the GOP. At $608 billion, the senator's opening offer was less than the third of the size of Biden's plan. The biggest difference is in state and local government relief, where the White House has requested $350 billion to help state and local governments address budget gaps created by the pandemic and by poorly run states by liberal management. They want to do it to bail out crap holes like New York and California and Chicago and Illinois. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. That's what that local money's for. It's not for pandemic relief. It is for helping them bail out their crappy run governments that are run by Democrats. Republicans who participated in the Monday evening have acknowledged the dire budget situation and indicated in recent months that they could support funding for state budgets under certain circumstances. For now, Republicans say many communities are just now receiving the funds appropriated in the $900 billion relief passed in December. The Biden administration countered there's a greater risk of long-term economic harm from doing too little than doing too much. Listen to the statement. There's a greater risk of long-term economic harm from doing too little than from doing too much. Like breaking our system? Could that be? Could that be? So what is this quote, unquote, I don't know. Oh, we did that one. Republicans giving in. These guys aren't Republicans, Donna. It's Mitt Romney and those kind of people. They're not Republicans. So just put that out of your head. They're elected as Republicans. They are not Republicans. Mitt Romney is not a Republican. What a turd. Sorry. House GOP lawmakers are seeking this week to oust Democratic Rep. Ilhan Omar of Minnesota from her committee assignments as Democrats push for similar action against embattled Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia. The House is set to consider a measure this week that calls for Taylor Greene, a controversial first-term lawmaker known for support of the QAnon conspiracy theory, from her assignment on the Education and Labor Committee. A proposed GOP-backed amendment a measure that calls for Omar, frequently identified as a member of the squad of progressive Democrats, to be removed from her committee assignments because she is anti-Israel. And there you go. And she needs to be removed. They need to push that as much as they can. There needs to be. You know what? Someone needs to start pushing for that. Matt Gaetz, go to Utah. You're in Wyoming. Go to Utah and push to have Mitt Romney removed. Breaking the nation about states is dumb. It is stupid. And that's what they're trying to do. The long-term harm is greater if we do too little than too much. No, wrong. You don't go in more debt to get out of debt. Just don't do it. But Ilhan Omar and all of them need to go. But they need to be ousted from their committee. Ranking member of the House Armed Services Committee has called on the White House press secretary to immediately apologize for a response to a Space Force question during a Tuesday press briefing. This is Jen Psaki, and they ask her about the Space Force. Listen to this.
Whether the president has made a decision on keeping the scope of Space Force.
Wow, Space Force. It's the plane of today. It is an interesting question. I am happy to check with our Space Force point of contact. I'm not sure who that is. I will find out and see if we have any update on that.
It's the plane of today. Well, that's a terrible joke. But they've called on her to apologize for it, and she refuses. Mike Rogers took offense to Psaki's answer in a jest to a question about the future of Space Force under the Biden administration. It's concerning to see the Biden administration's press secretary blatantly diminish an entire branch of our military as the punchline of a joke, which I'm sure China would find funny. The Space Force was passed with near unanimous support in Congress, the same type of unity President Biden is supposedly working towards. Jen Psaki needs to immediately apologize to the men and women of the Space Force for this disgraceful comment. Biden has not publicly commented on the newest military force that was formed during the Trump administration, but several lawmakers see Space Force as a continuation of the U.S. efforts to combat China's growing presence, which we know that Joe Biden is there to kind of help perpetuate. He's in China's pocket. How lovely. To the Stars Academy. I know what that means. All right. So Jen Psaki, completely She never answers a question. Again, I want you to watch when she is up there, and they're very kind to her. Oh, they love her. And they ask her, now they're starting to ask questions, but she never answers the question. We'll circle back around to that, and she never does. And they let her pass. They give her a pass. Now, if this was Kayleigh McEnany, or if this was Huckabee Sanders, or Sean Spicer, they'd been brutalized. No respect. I know. No respect. What else? Adam Schiff may be looking to vacate his congressional seat. Good riddance to bad rubbish. What up? Schiff is allegedly working behind the scenes to lobby California Governor Gavin Newsom to appoint him as the Golden State's next Attorney General. The seat will soon open up if its current occupant and President Biden's nominee for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Xavier Becerra, is confirmed. Once it's held by Vice President Kamala Harris before her election to U.S. Senate. He wants to be the AG of California. All right. You couldn't hurt California anymore. Do it. Is she, Jen Psaki, is she dumber than a rock? Or is she, I don't know if she's dumb. I don't know if she's dumb. I don't like her. I'm not defending her. I'm saying that she is not upfront. I'll say that. 850-771-0049. Oh, listen to this. A political organization co-founded by former staffers of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are taking aim at moderate Democrats in an attempt to clear the way for their far-left legislative goals. The No Excuses PAC was founded by Silkat Chakrabarti, a former chief of staff for Ocasio-Cortez, and Corbin Trent, the former communications director for the Socialist Democrat, and Zach Exley, who also co-founded Justice Democrats with his two political partners. One of the state's stated goals of No Excuses is to replace Democrats Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Kristen Sinema of Arizona with far-left progressives who will help push their agenda. Manchin and Sinema are the Democratic holdouts who keep the legislative filibuster alive and preventing the Democratic caucus from passing legislation which Republicans object to. So they're going to oust those who are holding them back. Funny how the Dems only appreciate the military when they need them. Yeah. Yeah. You ain't wrong. And you're not seeing anything. You're not seeing anything about the military in Washington, D.C. right now. Nothing. They're there. You're not seeing anything. President Joe Biden made a point Tuesday to defend the breakneck flurry of executive orders he's churned out since taking office nearly 2 weeks ago. Listen to this. Yeah. Oh, my. These people.
Different executive orders are about. And I want to make it clear, there's a lot of talk, with good reason, about the number of executive orders that I have signed. I'm not making new law. I'm eliminating bad policy. What I'm doing is taking on the issues that 99% of them, that the last president of the United States, issued executive orders I thought were very counterproductive to our security, counterproductive to who we are as a country, particularly in the area of immigration. This is about how America is safer, stronger, more prosperous when we have a fair, orderly, and humane legal immigration system.
So, he is not creating new law, which he cannot do. But with his executive orders, he's eliminating bad policy. And he felt that they were counterproductive to our national security. So Joe Biden is opening up the borders and speeding up the citizenship process, getting as many registered to vote as possible. because Joe Biden is concerned about national security. That's why he sells access to China, because he's concerned about national security. And because Donald Trump is counterproductive to who we are as a people of a nation. Really? Really? Do you believe anything this guy says? How is he opening borders and putting a travel ban at the same time? I don't know. I know 90% of percentages are made up on the spot, Corey. But he is, wow. And look, it's all written on note cards. This guy has no brain whatsoever. This guy has no brain waves at all. It's all on a note card. Because he's that stupid. He's stupid. This is a very dumb man. Woof, man. Now, I know you can't believe him. And if it is, it's a made-up story. If it comes out of his mouth, it's a made-up story. Oh, my gosh. And the left loves him. That's how dumb they are. Now, here's what I want to get to. Yes, very biblical. Thank you, Maureen. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. He is very unstable. You are correct. All right, so this is what I want to get to. The Biden administration should set up a truth commission, appoint a reality czar to battle disinformation and domestic extremism. A group of experts told the New York Times. These are experts. These are experts. The Times technology columnist Kevin Roose wrote that he spent the last several years reporting on our national reality crisis. And I worry that unless the Biden administration treats conspiracy theories, disinformation, as the urgent threats that they are, our parallel universes will only drift further apart, and the potential for violent unrest and civic dysfunction will only grow. Like, police are bad, and the Black Lives Matter movement, that kind of stuff. Roose noted that he got in touch with a number of experts and asked what the Biden administration could do to help fix our truth-challenged information ecosystem, or at least prevent it from getting worse. So here's what they come up with. Yep, a truth commission. Roose wrote in his piece that Joan Donovan, a research director at Harvard University's Schortenstein Center on Media, said the Biden administration could form a truth commission, which would be similar to the 9/11 commission, and probe the inner workings of the Capitol riots. And who would lead the charge, so to speak? Including white supremacist groups, far-right militias would undertake the task, the Times reported. There must be accountability for these actions, Donovan told the paper. My fear is that we will get distracted as a society and focus too much on giving voice to the fringe groups that came out in droves for Trump. Again, who decides what truth is? Now, if you ask the media, there's no evidence of voter fraud. That's been disproven. It's been debunked. It's fraudulent. That whole thing that you're saying, that whole narrative, it's a false narrative. Who decides what truth is? Then they want a reality czar. Roose acknowledged that more than one of the experts he talked to suggested, more than one suggested that Biden administration appoint a kind of reality czar who would lead a cross-agency task force. What agencies? To tackle disinformation and domestic extremism. They would eliminate multiple agency overlap and become a central hub that could coordinate a single strategic response to misinformation and conspiracy theories. You mean like the Russia misinformation? The Russia collusion thing? That was misinformation, and that was led by a government agency. Like that? Renee DiResta, a disinformation researcher at Stanford's Internet Observatory, told the paper, such a task force could tackle two seemingly unrelated problems: misinformation about COVID-19 and misinformation about election fraud. The Times said several experts recommended that the Biden administration's push for much more transparency into the inner workings of the black box algorithms that Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube and other major platforms use to rank feeds recommend content that usher users into private groups, many of which have been responsible for amplifying conspiracy theories and extremist views. Coax folks off their screens and into programs to keep them engaged and occupied. Let me read this frightening statement for you again. Coax folks off their screens and into programs to keep them engaged and occupied, distracted. Ruse also said many people are drawn into extremist groups like Proud Boys and conspiracy theories like QAnon, not because they're convinced by the facts, but because the beliefs give them a sense of community or purpose or fills a void in their lives. Clearly, there's a public safety issue, but there's also very much a public health issue. Micah Clark, a program director at Moonshot CVE, a counterterrorism firm in London, told The Times. One effective countermeasure, Mr. Clark suggested, could be a kind of social stimulus, a series of federal programs to encourage people to get off their screens and into community-based activities that can keep them engaged and occupied. Encouraging offline gatherings would admittedly be easier after the pandemic, but there are interventions that seem to work on a similar scale too, like a sense of de-escalation ads that Moonshot CVE ran on Google and Twitter, targeting high-risk potential violent extremists with empathetic messages about mental health and mindfulness. Who decides what truth is? Here's what they're trying to do. They're marking you as extremists, and they are going to correct your thinking. People, I want to tell you, think about this. How many times have you heard them say deprogram? How many times have you heard that they want to shut these groups down, like church and aerobics, where disinformation spreads? What is truth? And who decides what truth is when you have a truth commission? Justin gets many ads for therapy. And we're hoping you get the help you need. Community-based activities. What would that include? Gulags? Well, it won't include church. That is a misinformation petri dish. You scared yet? Are you scared yet? They are coming quickly. Left-wing networks CNN and MSNBC relied almost exclusively on anti-Trump content to attract viewership over the past 4 years. And now that Trump has left office, those same networks are witnessing their ratings nosedive at unprecedented levels. In the first week since Trump left office, CNN's ratings during primetime hours, 8 p.m. through 10 p.m., plummeted by 44%. 44%. That's from the 25 to 54 total audience. During the same week, MSNBC's primetime ratings fell as well. That network dropped 20% during 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. slots, and 11% during the 9 p.m. slot. Fox News saw its primetime rating decrease only slightly during the 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. slot. It didn't change at all for Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson has remained the same. Why? Because Tucker Carlson tells the truth. And Tucker Carlson does not make it about Tucker Carlson. And that's why he remains on top. There. 44% nosedive. Wow. And President Joe Biden is looking to surge the number of illegal immigrants who become naturalized American citizens and thus are eligible to vote. That's ahead of the 2022 midterms and the 2024 presidential election. An executive order on Tuesday, Biden ordered multiple federal agencies to work to boost the rates of illegal immigrants becoming naturalized citizens. The order seeks to eliminate barriers and otherwise improve the existing naturalization process and substantially reduce current naturalization processing times and make the naturalization process more accessible to all eligible individuals, including through a potential reduction of the naturalization fee and restoration of the fee waiver process. We're taking down any barriers. We want to naturalize as many people as possible before the 2022 elections. The Interagency Working Group on Promoting Naturalization includes the Department of Homeland Security, the Labor Department, the Department of Health and Human Services, the Department of House and Urban Development, the Department of Education, the Social Security Administration, and other federal agencies to develop a national strategy to promote naturalization. Within 90 days of the order, the group must submit a report to Biden that outlines a strategy to promote naturalization that could include a public awareness campaign, the order states. They're going to overwhelm the system. Wow. People. If you look where we were just a month ago, you knew it was going to change under Biden. But did you realize how bad it was going to be? I don't think you did. Or most didn't. They are working to destroy you. They're eliminating everything Donald Trump. And anybody that supported Donald Trump. And their Truth Commission is going to correct your thinking. They are gaslighting. Remember we talked about gaslighting last week? What gaslighting is? You're a liar. You're crazy. Rather than talk about what's really going on. And they are gaslighting. Watch them. Call them out on it. Who decides truth with the Truth Commission? And you should be scared. What do they do with people who don't support Democrats or Trump? If you don't support the Democratic agenda, you too deny the truth. And you need to be fixed. You're disturbed. You're crazy. You are a problem if you don't fall in line. They're coming. They're here. And we ought to be very, very, very concerned. Watch your backs. All right, kids. Put your foil hats on. Remain aware. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow for a Thursday. I forget what date it is. Thursday, all right? God bless you. Know the truth. In every part of your life, know exactly what the truth is. We will see you hopefully tomorrow morning. Stay strong.